Okay, you guys, welcome to the Monday evening yoga masterclass. Tonight, we're going to talk about an Ayurvedic cleanse. I know I've been mentioning it in the different classes because it's something that we do in the spring in Ayurveda. So, yoga and Ayurveda, I just want to mention, are sister sciences and they work together. Oftentimes, it's a good idea to figure out what is your constitution, what dosha is dominant for you, so that you know how to live and what quality of life is best for you, and also what nutrition is best for you. So, one of the things we want to talk about is, well, why are we cleansing? Because I realize it's very trendy right now in the West to do cleanses. It's kind of like all the diets that we've had out there, and now cleanses are the new thing. Well, Ayurveda they've been doing cleanses for thousands of years, and there's definite science behind it. So why cleanse? In Ayurveda, first of all, you want to understand that it is an ancient science of life and wisdom, and its goal is to help us live life with health and happiness, peace, and that we have a good quality of life, and that a good long life. An annual cleanse is always done in the spring. So, depending upon where you live in the world, whenever spring is happening for you, that is when you would do your cleanse. There's really no difference between nature and being human. We're part of it. So, the forces of nature are ruled by the elements. And remember the elements, you have ether, air, fire, water, and earth. Those are the elements that are ruling us. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about that, but basically, it's not as abstract as we think. Our whole physiology is based on those elements. That is how I teach my classes, based on those elements. So, all of the resources to heal and live a long, healthy, happy life are in nature. And so, Ayurveda relies on these resources to bring us balance. And if you have any kind of disturbance of the mind and the body function, it's considered a toxin. So it doesn't matter if it's the food that is your disturbance, or negativity, breath, your environment, your lifestyle, the water you're drinking, the air. There's metabolic waste, cellular waste, and more. And so all of that builds up and accumulates, especially during the winter, right? Because winter is a dormant time. Your body is naturally protecting your heat, protecting your fire. So the buildup of toxins or undigested material ends up being stored in our cells and also our different channels. And the channels that we're talking about in Ayurveda are called the shrotas. You don't need to know that, but what happens is it slows everything down. These toxins muck everything up, slows it down, gums everything up, and that starts affecting our digestive and elimination processes. So the solution in Ayurveda is that, given the opportunity, if you help the body will naturally detox. It's built to do that. And I just want to tell you guys, I took my dog out before class to feed her so that she doesn't start barking and making noises. And when I went out there, I noticed that my pond, the water is like barely flowing now in my pond. And it's because my pond has muck. It has all this muck. And I was kind of adding water and kind of spraying it down, going, this is exactly what is going on in our bodies. So I'm looking at my pond. It's got algae. It's got all this muck and leaves and stuff from winter. It's all accumulated in there. And now what I have to do is I have to drain out the water and clean out the pump, clean out the whole pond. And that is really what we're doing. We have to do that for our whole system. So here's how we do it. We adjust our diet. You have to eat simply because you do not want your body bogged down by digesting really heavy, hard to digest foods. So you simplify your diet. It's a 3-week process. And you take out sugar, you eliminate meat, alcohol, dairy, caffeine, processed foods, preservatives, and also, carbohydrates that are high on the, glycemic index. So you want low glycemic index carbohydrates. In Ayurveda, the cleanse is a purification process to completely remove toxic material, toxic energy, and toxic particles that are at the root cause of what disturbs harmony of the body and the mind. All right. So, in addition to removing excess out of these channels, it also will remove excess of imbalances of our doshas. So, the doshas, if you don't know what they are, then I want you to reach out to me, and you can also go on my YouTube channel and learn about the doshas as well. Learn about what your dosha is. What is your dominant dosha? Because what happens is the elements come together in a certain way and make up what we call a certain constitution, a dosha. And the doshas become out of balance. They go out of balance. And when they go out of balance, they become what we call excess. There's an excess. So a cleanse actually removes excess dosha as well out of the body. If you have excess vata, it's going to show up in your large intestines. If you have excess pitta, it's going to show up in the small intestines. If you have excess kapha, it's going to show up in the stomach, right? So we have to address all of the excesses of the doshas as well. So, and there's lots of different ways it shows up. So spring is the best time to cleanse because winter is cold and intense, and the body systems are naturally wanting to protect and shield, right? So our internal heat doesn't escape. And the internal heat causes, when there's wintertime, what happens is we get stagnation. So we're dealing with buildup, sluggishness, stagnation that all accumulated over winter. And in spring, because temperatures are warming up, it's natural that the body now is going to start wanting to purge and basically release these toxins. So we want to help that process. The perfect food in Ayurveda to help you with a cleanse is called khichdi. And I do have that recipe. I will put it online on my website so you can get that recipe there. It's fantastic. It's considered a complete meal, right? And you add the vegetables that are appropriate to your constitution, to your body, to your dosha. Okay, so that's our talk for tonight. I would like to encourage you guys to consider a cleanse. It is a 3-week process, and reach out to me and get some help with that, because that is my job, to help you and guide you through that process. Okay, so let's get started with our practice now, which is going to be a cleansing practice, so a kapha reducing practice. Okay,